Do you want to solve Sudoku faster? Are you tired of making tons of pencil marks that you have to erase later? I will show you 3 scanning hacks that help you solve every Sudoku faster. The best part is, it requires no pencil marks of any kind. Click below if you want to give this puzzle a go. And with that, it's solving time. Look at where the 4s can go down here in block 9. You have a 4 right here, and you have a 4 right there. You also have a 4 in row 9. So the only place to put a 4 is right here. Greetings, friend. This is puzzle 1 from round 5 of the 2024 Sudoku Grand Prix. It's rated 366 easy. I will show you the 3 best scanning hacks for solving Sudoku without marks. I just showed you hack number 1. It's called cross-hatching. Cross-hatching, when you search for hidden singles, it's the most popular and fastest way to solve Sudoku cells. Now see if you can cross-hatch the 5s. Look up here in block 3. You notice you have a 5 here in row 1, and in row 2, you have a 5 in column 8. So the only place a 5 can go is right here. So whenever a candidate is limited to one cell in a house, in this case block 3, you can solve it. It's called a hidden single, and we find it by cross-hatching, our hack. Okay, so I'll remove the color, and you can put the 5 right there. And now we can use these 2 5s and this 5 to solve for 5 in block 6. And then with this 5 and these 2 5s, we can solve for 5 in block 7. With these 2 5s and this 5, we can solve for 5 in block 8. We took care of all of the 5s. Cross-hatching is super fast. You can see already got several cells solved. How about the 6s? Look up here in block 3 again. Notice how this 6 cuts up column 8. This 6 cuts across row 2. Only one place for a 6. So we can solve that pretty quickly. We can come over here into block 5. These 2 6s cover columns 4 and 5, and this 6 covers row 5. The only place left for 6, right there. Okay, now let's look at the 8s. You have these 2 8s right here, and the 8 in column 3. You can solve for an 8 in block 1. And then with these 2 8s, just follow your eyes down, and the 8 in row 8, solve for an 8 in block 7. And with these 2 8s, only one place for an 8 in block 9. And then with these 2 8s, we can solve for an 8 here in block 6, taking care of all of the 8s. And now let's look at where 4s can go. You have this 4, this 4. They cover all of these cells. The only place left for 4 is right here in block 1. And with these 2 4s and this 4, we can cover 4 in block 4. With these 2 4s and this 4, you can do a 4 in block 2. And with these 2 4s and this 4, solve for 4 in block 8. Okay, now we put a 4 in here. We actually can solve a 6 over here. Look at these 2 6s. Only one place left for 6 in block 3. With these 2 6s and this 6, we can solve for a 6 in block 7. And those 2 6s and this 6, we can finish up the 6s here in block 9. And now once cross-hatching is dried up, and we're kind of dried up with the cross-hatching, it's time to move on to hack number 2. Before I do that, I want to know from you how much marking you used to solve this puzzle. Please drop in the comments, share with the other viewers. Did you try scenario notation? Did you mark center cells? I want to know. Help me build the best Sudoku community on YouTube by sharing your thoughts. I appreciate them so much. I respond to each and every comment. So for hack number 2, we're going to look across row 9. You notice you have 6 cells filled out. You have a 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 9. So the empty cells are right here, and I'll mark those in purple. And so for our second hack, we're going to look at a way to solve all 3 of these cells without making any marks. You might notice is that a 1, 2, and 7 is what you need for these 3 cells. Well, 1's here in block 9. It covers these 2 cells. And then a 7 is up here in column 7, and it looks at one of the same cells as the 1. Whenever you have this situation, you can solve all 3 of these cells. When you have 2 of the candidates, missing candidates, look at one cell, and another one repeats in another. You can solve all 3. The reason being, this cell now is a naked single. It only has one possibility, which would be a 2. And then since this 1 covers another one of the 3 digits, you can solve it for the place where the 1 doesn't see it. So you can solve the 1 right here and the 7 right here. I call this my neat naked triple trick, and it works outstanding way to solve 3 cells at once. We can apply it again here in column 9. You'll notice we have 3 missing digits, a 2, 3, 5, 6, and 8. We need a 1, 7, 9. Well, you have the 1 and the 7 looking at this cell, and now the 7's repeated looking at this cell. Same situation, same thing applies. We know that this cell has to be your 9. The 7 can only go here, and then the 1 is going to be in the last cell. You can also apply it to a house when the cells aren't in a straight line. So right here in block 7, first thing you want to do is see what the digits are in that block. We have a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So then we need a 1, 2, and a 9. You'll see that 2's look at these 2 cells, and then a 1 repeats on one of these cells. You have this situation that's right for a neat naked triple trick, because you know this cell has to be your 9. The only place the 2 can go is right there, and this cell is going to be your 1. And now we can go back and do a little bit more cross-hatching because we solved some 2's here. So you got this 2 and this 2, solve for 2 in block 3. And then with these 2's, you can solve for 2 in block 5. And then with these 2's and this 2, you can solve for 2 in block 3. And now with these 2's and this 2, you can solve for 2 in block 8. And so now it's time for hack number 3. This is usually used typically later in the solve. And this one's great because you're guaranteed to have enough information to solve a cell. And so I want to highlight this cell right here. Okay, what you may notice is it's part of row 7, also part of block 8, column 5. But in row 7, all 8 of the other cells are filled out. You already have a 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 8, and 9, all filled out. Whenever you have all 8 cells of a house filled out, which is a row, column, or block, you have what's called a full house. That's my hack number 3. Whenever you see this, you know you can solve this for a naked single because it's the only candidate possible and remaining. So this has to be a naked single 7. So you use these full houses at the end for guaranteed solves, and then it fills up part of that grid to make the rest of your solving easier. So we have another full house now here in the block and in row 8. I find it easier to look in the block to see what's missing. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't see a 3. So we can solve this cell for a 3. And if you want to learn more about full houses, check out this tutorial. And you may notice you're not done with the puzzle. We went through all 3 hacks. But the reason we're not done is because each hack is part of a larger, repeatable process. You follow this process I'm about to show you and you master it, you'll get lightning fast at solving Sudoku puzzles. And the process is just to repeat the 3 handy hacks I gave you over and over again, using the one that most applies in each situation, and you will solve the rest of this puzzle. So let's go back to some cross-hatching because we just put in a 7. You have this 7 right here, and so there's 2 possibilities for 7 in block 4. I haven't covered this, but this is a pointing pair. Since the 7 has to be in one of these 2 spots, 7 can't be anywhere else along row 5. So a 7 can't be here, and it can't be here because you put a 7 there. No place to put a 7 in block 4. So since you remove 7s from there, and you have a 7 right there, this is the type of cross-hatching you use, including a pointing pair, and you can solve for a 7 in block 5. I wanted to point that out. It's a type of cross-hatching, a little bit more advanced, but you do this, you're going to get much faster at your solving. And so now with these 2 7s, we can solve for 7 in block 2. And then with these 2 7s and this 7, solve for 7 in block 1. And these 2 7s and this 7, we can solve for 7 in block 4. Let's go back now to the neat naked triple trick. You know, we could solve this just using a full house, and that's okay. But instead, we could solve all 3 of these cells. Wouldn't you rather solve all 3 at one time? So we have a 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We need a 1, 3, and a 9. Well, I know I have the 1 and the 3 right here, and I got a 1 repeated in column 4. I could solve all 3. This is going to be your 9. Only place the 1 goes right there, and this is going to be your 3. Awesome. And now we can actually do another neat naked triple trick along row 6. We just need a 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What we need to finish is another 1, 3, and a 9. Well, I got the 1 and the 3 right here. 1 repeated, solve all 3. That's got to be your 9. The only place the 1 can go is right there, and this has got to be your 3. All right, let's switch modes here because I see some full houses going on. First full house is in block 6, right? It's easy to always look in the block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This has to be a 9, which now pushes a full house here in column 8. Only thing missing is a 3, okay? And then I could do another full house here, or I could just notice that I don't see a 9 by looking at these two 9s. I can crosshatch and solve that. Either way, whatever you see first is what you want to apply. And so now let's do crosshatching here with these 9s. I got a 9 here and a 9 there. The only place for a 9 in block 1 is right there. And then with these two 9s and this 9, we can solve for a 9 in block 2. And we're just down to 2 digits, 1s and 3s. So crosshatching makes the most sense. Can't do a neat naked triple trick with only 2 candidates and don't really need the full houses. You have enough ability to scan here and finish the solve. So let's start with the 3s because of this 3. 3's got to be here in block 2. Here in block 1 and here in block 4. And then we know the only digit left is a 1. So everything else is a 1. Now apply the 3 scanning hacks you just learned to this next video. Thank you so much for watching.